Hello everyone. So earlier this week I went down to London and the first train that we had to get was to Birmingham Moor Street, and then the second train was Birmingham Moor Street to London. So I got there on time and I was waiting for my auntie to come from her local station into Moor Street. She got there for not the train that she needed, but the earlier train. Anyway, she said it was so crowded and there were so few carriages, she literally couldn't get anywhere near the train. So even though she'd got there for the earlier train, she couldn't get on it. So she had to wait for the original train that she was supposed to get. But she knew that she had to get on that train or else she'd miss the connecting one to London. So at this point, I'm a bit worried, thinking, well, I hope she can get on this one, because if the previous one was so busy, then the one that she definitely needs to get on might be really busy. Anyway, luckily, she managed to get on that train, and I was keeping track of it on the train line app. Anyway, cut a long story short, it was delayed, and because she only had 8 minutes to change at Moor Street between the first train and the connecting one to London, because the train was delayed, although it arrived on time, her first train, it was delayed, we actually missed our connecting train to London because my auntie didn't get there on time. And I can't tell you how stressed I was. I was so stressed. I almost had a meltdown because I can't stand it when plans change. Now, I phoned my mum and she actually said to me, if it's not something you're going to worry about within a year's time, or in a year's time, then don't let it worry you. And all in all, it didn't affect our day too much, and we still had a really nice time in London. But train travel can often be an absolute nightmare for me. So many trains get delayed, so many trains get cancelled, schedules change. So one thing I always do is try and, avoid as many uncertainties as possible. So I always print my train tickets off in advance so that if my phone dies or I can't get onto my phone or onto the train app where my tickets are, I've got them printed out so I know I can use them. And if I need to go somewhere, I don't get the train that I need. I always get an earlier train, or sometimes even 2 trains earlier, so I can ensure that if one train is delayed or cancelled, I will still be there on time. So, train travel can often be really, really stressful, not just for me, but for people with autism. Even getting on a really busy train like my auntie had to, she said that on the train that she got on, everyone was packed in like sardines. And I know when I've been coming from her station, I've experienced that before. And even on the tube trains in London, they've been so busy and so packed that the sensory overload that I experience is absolutely terrible. So, yes, I had another bad experience of being on a train, which is not something that I would like to be a regular occurrence, but sadly it is. But yeah, train travel can be difficult for people with autism.